Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Skincare and Beyond, your new go-to beauty podcast which goes deeper than skin deep. Today I'm joined by Ibs and David, founders of BeautyPro, the innovative skincare brand. So we're going to be going into all things BeautyPro and diving into the ultimate buzzword in the skincare industry right now, LED light therapy. How are you both today?
Good.
Good, thank you.
Good morning. Good. We're ready to go? Yeah. Yes. So before we get started, just want to talk a little bit about BeautyPro. So I read that you guys actually started as a clinic. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so similar journey to Face the Future, really. Actually, in the early days, my mother came into the beauty industry with one of the first kind of early medi-spas. So offering all sorts of treatments from, galvanic therapy, obviously doing skin treatments themselves. So more the pampering side, not so much the kind of, waxing, all that sort of stuff as it were. More about looking at the skin, the condition of the skin, and obviously what would be best to recommend for that person to use. And all the way back then, there was so many gadgets, like these machines with like probes and all sorts of things that were in the early days. A bit like everything with like technology and computers, really. They've got big and got small as it go. But that's kind of where we started. So we were very much so aware of, products that were suitable, be it skincare or technology, to help improve different skin conditions. And really the education side that came from those brands that helped us to understand better, what was available at the market at the time. So that's where we started, originally as being a specialized skin clinic and evolving into an actual retail brand for everyday consumer use, which is where it's all going now.
Yeah. So what kind of was the turning point where you were like, right, clinic, why are we going online?
A big part of the situation with consumers coming in was that obviously they come with a problem and say, pigmentation, skin discoloration, acne, whatever it might be. And what we wanted was tailor products from different brands to help. So that was topical products. At that time, there was very, very little, and we're talking about 30 years back, little on the market that was kind of home-related devices. And in fact, we had a product over 20 years ago that was a small handheld device.
Okay.
It looked like a shaver. People were using it. When we use it, guys, it looked like an actual little razor. But it had a galvanic head. It had LED light. You recharged it in a dock. And it was quite big, quite bulky. And you'd apply it to the skin. And of course, that would help to work on certain conditions. So you use it with a serum, combined with a product together. And very much so focus around kind of stimulating, the skin cells, increasing collagen production and what have you to improve the conditioned skin. And at that point, we kind of saw that we were actually a bit ahead of the curve. Not many people really understood what it was.
Yeah.
It's taken a while for really consumers to feel comfortable using and doing treatments at home themselves. Of course, over the years, as advancements have happened with skincare, but also education with consumers are so much more savvy about product, aren't they now, to understand what they should use on their skin, doing their own research, what have you. And that's kind of what's now led to this kind of whole wave of, pardon the pun, wave light technology is having, products out there that people can use very easy at home. Of course, the pandemic also contributed to it as well. Everyone's busy on the go now, and what they can do in between that time as well. They've got some downtime.
When you had that first at-home device, did you see sort of like anyone interested in it? Were they sort of a bit hesitant? Because obviously, I think with anything that kind of comes out in the skincare industry, a lot of people are like, oh, I'll wait until I see other people doing it first. So what was kind of the feedback in those early days?
Back then, it wasn't actually one of those products that actually was doing okay. You were seeing some uplift of people that wanted to try it and use it and buy it and stuff and getting great results. But we didn't have the same platform to have now, which is often social and review sites and all that sort of stuff. It was all very much so by word of mouth. So, of course, spreading the word about that was then driven through the retailers or people that would sell the product. So to get people on board at that point, all that time ago, was quite difficult. Obviously, there's a lot of education on the ground that needs to happen for the consumers to know what to do with it. Now we've got the ability to reach consumers in a different way completely through trends. Obviously, we believe this is not a trend environment. LED light technology has been there for quite some time, but we're understanding how energy works to help improve the skin. So now we've got an opportunity to really educate consumers better, help them target those concerns. And now there is, the kind of there's no resistance like it was before, because now we've got the ability to tell more people about it through that education piece.
Yep, and using at home now, the devices have got easier to use,
Yeah.
smaller, more compact, so people can use them daily. Or if they want to go out for a weekend or on holiday, they can take their LED devices with them. So they don't just have to go to a salon weekly. They can use it daily at home themselves.
Yeah. And it's definitely that convenience. I mean, everyone wants the convenience. So like you said, using it daily and sort of having that ease of just whipping it out and being like, yeah, I can use it, can have a few minutes. That's what everyone wants. And obviously you're getting those results, bringing them from the clinic to your home as well.
I think also what's helped is actually our brand initially, we've always done face sheet masks.
Yeah.
And it's a similar sort of idea really about obviously people being able to associate putting them on their skin for a period of time to get a result. So again, the idea of putting something on that looks like a kind of elector mask, scary, it's going to look odd on me. It's actually become something like that. Actually, we know it's doing something good for my skin. But with face sheet masks, we're taking ingredients and put them into this concentrated area and leaving it on the skin for 15 minutes. Exactly the same as what this does. So we're using wet topical products on the skin. We're actually using energy to actually help. So in the same way we said that we're ingredient led, we're also we're lead led. Lead led towards utilising those light technology to help with different conditions as well.
So do you have any tips of incorporating both of them into your routine?
Yeah, certainly. So when you use the LED mask, we always say to wash, cleanse and dry your face, put on the mask. But it's a great way to pair up the face masks afterwards. So the different colours of the LED face mask also help you decide what sheet masks to use. So for example, the red light, which is anti-aging, you could pair that with our anti-aging vitamin C mask. It comes in a red pouch, so it's really easy to associate the colour of the LED mask with these sheet masks. Again, the same for our serums. You can just really pair up the colour of the LED with the colour of the sheet mask and serums.
And was that done on purpose?
I think it just happened.
We did this happen, but literally that we did our first sheet mask 18 years ago, like one of the first sheet mask brands on the market. So you think that's like how long ago that was, and to now bring this out, and just by chance they kind of like
Things they have the same benefits.
Yes, that's actually true. Yeah,
like the sheet mask is like that crisp pack mentality with the colours, so everyone knows our brightening one is red or our hydrating hyaluronic is yellow.
Yeah.
So I think pairing the colours was just really easy. But yeah, that's a really handy tip of someone who wants to pair the sheet mask with the LED mask.
Yeah, and it's easy. Obviously, it's easy to follow as well. Just pick up both of them. Yeah.
And a really nice way to finish using the LED mask as well. So once you use it, pop on the sheet mask and then your skin will be really glowing and healthy.
Okay, so let's talk LED devices. So you guys offer the award-winning Beauty Photon LED light therapy mask. Did I get all of that?
it's a mouthful, isn't it?
It's a mouthful. And it is actually our Face the Future Beauty Award winner for 2024 at-home treatment. So that was amazing. Obviously, our customers love it very, very much.
Yeah.
And you've won other awards as well.
Correct. Yeah, we have, and thank you to the Face the Future customers for voting for us. We're so honoured with this award, and again a recognition of the product and of course people's receptions to this type of technology as well.
So I'm just going to actually read you guys a 5-star review from one of our customers. Just want to share it with you.
Yeah.
So Daisy says, "Love it. I was a bit cautious about trying this out at first, since I never seem to suit hats thanks to my big head. But let me tell you, this fits like an absolute glove. I was amazed at how comfortable it feels and easy to use. As for results, I am beyond impressed. After just a few uses, I've noticed a big improvement in my skin. My complexion looks brighter and those stubborn blemish scars I've had for ages are finally starting to fade. Even when I have a breakout, this mask helps clear things up much faster than usual. It's like having an amazing skin reset right at home. Overall, this is an excellent product that truly lives up to the hype."
Wow. I love that. Yeah, it's really great to see those reviews coming through. And the fact that it's helping people as well. So that's really nice to hear.
Definitely. That's amazing. And thank you, Daisy. Basically, obviously it's that skin confidence you get as well, isn't it? And that's what it's all about. Everyone's looking for different ways for talking about beautifying, but actually generally it tends to be about just the simple competencies that people feel like, that there shouldn't be any stigma about having a breakout or having something along the way, but actually can be treated or can be done in a very easy way as well. So that's fantastic to hear.
And I think the fact that she's obviously said with the blemish scars, that's something that she's never been able to get rid of. Yeah. And then she's obviously used the mask and she's seen those like amazing results, and it fading just proves that it works and it does what it says. A lot of people are a little bit conscious, like we said, about using something new. So yeah, just having that first person point of view of it actually working.
Yeah. And you're right on the new element as well, because obviously, back in 2018, so David obviously, developed small products in the business for their brands. And I mean, you had the idea back then, you'd seen some bits around, technology around, and we think about what we did in terms of taking skincare into sheet masks. And we always said that eventually sheet masks will become as common as a lipstick. But it's actually important that you see that the different sheet masks, different products that do different things. So back then it was taking a certain method of applying a product and putting it into something that was easy to use and so more treatment-based, as it were. So then to kind of think about that, you saw a lot with light technology in masks back in 2018, and we never ran with it at the time. We were a bit cautious of whether or not there would be an uplift on it as well, wasn't there?
But we had done it back then. I think the timing was right for us to do it when we did do it. But as the review states, it's just easy and comfortable to use. And I think a lot of people using skincare, especially myself, want something which is easy to use, and you can start to see results straight away as well. So that was a really nice review.
We spent a lot of time, you spent a lot of time developing the product with the factory, making sure and testing other products on the market, samples that we got from obviously different factories, what have you. And we knew overall that we wanted to make sure we put the best in class out there, knowing there's competition out in the market, creating some point of difference. So of course, there's market leaders out there that have started before we did, which we're using single light technology, which is incredibly good. And we thought, well, how can we just take that a little bit further with our product? So adding a few extra features, for example, the comfort of wearing it, so it's adjustable head straps, looking at the array of lights as well. So looking at how many actual lights are in there. So we'd have a competitive edge, but also to know actually more so though, that we're actually giving more to the consumer in terms of results. So seeing how many LED lights we can kind of squeeze into our product. And then the flexibility of the product as well. It's a very flexible product. It's very comfortable to wear. And that all makes the whole experience a lot better. And then again, building that, you get a few people to try it and use it. And that kind of reaffirms that confidence for other people to use it later on as well. So I hope that's resulting in those sorts of reviews, which is amazing. To kind of know that actually what we put into this over those 2 years has actually resulted in a product that, though we weren't first to market, that hopefully brought out something that's a little bit further on that innovation as we started as well.
And I mean, it's that development of obviously topical skincare has always been a thing. Everyone's known about putting stuff on your face, but kind of balancing that and uplifting that with a mask and light therapy, it's kind of bringing that all together.
It's making it relatable.
Yeah.
Like you just said something that I love saying, I can't put stuff on your face. I find this brilliant, India, because basically one of those things that when we talk about things, it's about making it doesn't have to be, we've come from this kind of clinical background and what have you, but ultimately it's making it relatable to consumers to understand what they're putting on their face and what positive impact it has on there as well. And that it's safe to use all the other bits that come with that as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So obviously you mentioned about the mask kind of coming around in 2018. Obviously, that was kind of the pillar moment where LED light therapy was becoming a buzzword. People was kind of seeing it around. What advancements have you kind of seen in LED light therapy over the years since developing?
Definitely a lot more colors. So our LED mask has got 5 lights, and we have seen more lights coming out like green, which also help with skin. But with some other devices, we have like our LED wand. We can also add in there like warming, so thermotherapy or galvanic. So that also helps penetrate the product you're using, but also getting the red LED or the blue LED benefit on the skin as well.
Yeah. And they're the two main bigger focus I've seen for consumers that seem to want, which is the red light therapy from a anti-aging perspective and stimulation of cells and collagen and what have you. And then for blue light, which obviously helps with regards to acne and sort of blemish control and what have you. And even when you explain to consumers, because obviously, again, helping consumers understand, I know we've done events before where we talked to consumers, and the best way to relate it to them was that saying to them, well, have you ever used a hand? They said, oh, what's a blue light do? How does that work? I said, have you ever used a hand dryer? And they goes, yeah. Well, you get a little blue light that comes through. And they were like going, yes, well, that's because it's helping with regards to killing bacteria. And that's what blue light does. And they go, oh, I thought it's where you put your hands. You can see where to put your hand for preparing and go to hand dry. But that's actually why it's there. And we saw a lot more hand dryers coming up with blue light in there, because obviously you're in there to clean off any bacteria or any sort of germs off the skin or what have you. So it was a really good way to kind of, this little way to kind of help to educate consumers about what these different light technologies do. Now there's so much more information out there, a lot more people talking about it through social channels, trying it, testing it, and seeing it. And that's the ability we've got now compared to what we had obviously before to help consumers understand more. But then taking that technology into making it smaller. And that's where we see at the moment this major advancement, as Dave's just been, and again, this is another one that's been developed for quite some time now, is how we, and even now we're on our third version that's now coming out to make the technology easier for consumers to use on the go. So they can put this in your travel bag and off you go. What we're talking about here is how we can use LED light, everything's energy. So about how we use the energy to help with the skin conditions that we've got.
With having the flexible silicone LED face mask, it's compact. If you're not using it, it's easy to put in your bedside drawer, but also when you're traveling, you can take it with you. So definitely more compact and wearable LED technology. And then with our handheld device, our LED wand, it does other treatments like galvanic and thermotherapy. And they're having different lights and light sources with 5 different red light technology we have. Is really changing from when LED first started.
There's definitely a place for clinical treatment still. Of course there is. And in fact, we encourage people to continue doing those elements because it's a lifestyle choice of time as well. Like, not everyone's got the budget or the time to do clinical treatment. So, you can really get that technology at home as well. But it's a different experience completely, right? Because you've got someone who's going in there, they're going to get the kind of 5-star treatment, and sure, like this is my time out for myself, and that we still encourage people to do, because obviously you get really amazing experience of doing that, and of course results.
Yeah.
What this does obviously offers that to a wider audience of people that may not be accessible to that, but still know they can get the same results at home as well. But that advancement as well in terms of the smaller technology, we're seeing a lot of this as well, and that's something like we feel a little bit more ahead of the curve with this right now about creating our product, but also bringing that into their daily routine. So it's almost like doing it like a couple of weeks, a couple of days a week, a couple of times a week, doing like a face mask, like if you're doing skincare, right? So you'd be using a face mask once or twice a week, and then every morning you put your serum on.
Yeah.
So the idea being with this in terms of technology with light therapy is that you can use it every single morning. So while you put your serum on, you can use your LED wand across the skin and localize the treatment with the product as part of your routine. It's not breaking your normal routine. So that's where we're seeing a lot more. It's more about the conveniences, I think, in terms of advancement. Yes, there's advancements in the technology that's going into product. We're seeing a lot more as well in terms of linking devices with apps. You can monitor your levels of skin. We do an amazing product, which is a very simple hydration test product. So you put it onto your skin. It's called HydraTest. It tests your actual hydration levels and oil levels. It's a great way to use your normal skincare without actually changing too much. Creams a bit more because your skin's saying it's a bit like when you're thirsty.
Yeah.
You need to have more water. You want to have enough water, for example. This actually helps encourage people to say, actually, it's one of those days when my skin's extra dry. I need to use more products and monitor it that way. So we're seeing, and that's small. So we're seeing more of this smaller technology that's giving people information about their skin, and of course, by the same time, showing to actually do something with it at the same time as well. But technology is going to be a way forward a lot for skincare. We can see that already.
Yeah, I think the development of technology in skincare and people understanding it more as well, because I think the fact of keeping it simple is also really important because, like I said, not everyone wants to kind of be there. They want the ease, they want the convenience of it, they want to be able to take it wherever they go. So not making it too overcomplicated while still providing effective results as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I've always got mine with me. So yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you take it when you travel in?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah. So just in hotel in an evening, just pop the mask on or the LED wand. Yeah, it's always with me.
Yeah, imagine working up with one on you. Literally, you work in the morning, it's like, that's on your face. Hey, what did you put that on there? Did I always use that this morning?
Where does that come from? No, I think it's even incorporating it into your daily routine. Like it is just that extra 10 minutes into your routine. And here, Face the Future, we always promote the self-care element of skincare, and it's just all linking together of taking that time to give yourself self-care and kind of unwind that holistic approach to your skincare journey as well. So yeah, it is just that little extra that just adds that extra element as well.
Yeah, because we're all busy. We all need to take that time out to re-energize, recharge it after ourselves, because life is busy, but just having 10, 20 minutes to sit down and do nothing with a book, your LED mask, or your skincare, we all need that time to ourselves.
It's so true, isn't it? Because we see stuff with consumers as well, like they're using different things, like during meditation, for example. Because often people say, I want to meditate more often, I want to read a book more often, I want to do this, whatever it might be. Even if it's just about, I want to spend 10 minutes talking to a family member that I don't normally get to do, it's actually making people stop and taking, so as you say, you're absolutely right, taking that time out for yourself, that self-care element is so important. And in a way, it's having that other holistic effect of making people stop and take time out for yourself, let your body rest.
So let's talk about the buzz around red light, blue light, infrared. It's all the craze at the minute, but what actually is it? Obviously, the BeautyPro mask has 5 different lights, so it goes beyond just those 3. Yeah. So you can tell me a little bit about the benefits of them.
I thought we just go beyond the rainbow now, don't we? You really sound like a whole rainbow of colours of an LED light.
Yeah, so as you touched on, there's 5 colours: red, blue, infrared, yellow, and purple. Red is for anti-aging, blue is for blemish control, yellow is for brightening, purple is a mix of red and blue, so it's a dual treatment. And then infrared is for pore refinement. So there's something there for everyone. And what we do is sometimes I would use the purple in the morning, so 10 minutes in the morning, so a mix of the anti-aging, and then in the evening I might wear it for the infrared to help with pore refinement.
Yeah, and you find your way with the things that you need and the focus that you want to have. And they all have different energy levels. So even though they're different colours, they offer different energy levels that have different impact on the skin. So you could probably relate it a bit more to ingredients. Certain ingredients do certain things. And it's the same thing with regards to light technology. So it's a really nice and easy way for consumers to have one product rather than 5 products and go, this one will do this, this, and this.
Yeah. I think it's nice that you can kind of select which one you want in for each individual concern, because obviously not everyone will have all of those concerns, but some people might have all of them. So it kind of separates that from what you want to target that day. Obviously, going back to the review that we had, that lady had blemish scars. So the blemish one would have been fantastic for her. So it's just nice to kind of target those individual ones and kind of have all of it in one. So there's so many beauty tech devices on the market now. So how can our listeners identify results-driven LED treatments?
Consumers, the ones that have used it, are reviewing it, are telling them everyone else that's brilliant. Obviously, someone needs to start somewhere. I'd say that's definitely a big part. Obviously, that word of mouth is unquestionable, really, isn't it? It's kind of true testimonial to the product. Obviously, awards, that's great. See that we have with a few awards now, including the Face the Future awards, again, consumer-led awards. Those are really important, actually, the consumer-led awards, because, again, once again, it's a real testament from true users of using the product. And, of course, industry experts come in as part of that too. I'd also say a big part of it is also looking at the credibility around the brand's research. What are they talking about on their channels, platforms, right through to the website? Are they publishing a lot of information about what they've done to really quantify what the results are on the quality of the product as well? There's a lot out there. There's a lot of noise around the brands that are out there at the moment as well. So they're all offering, this sort of technology. But the key thing that we know is the wavelength technology, or the wavelength in terms of that energy. So look at those numbers. We've got them all published on our website in terms of, and that's where you're going to see a true comparison in terms of what energy levels you're getting from the product. That is actually a true reflection as to the results you're going to get from that product as well. But there's a lot of brands out there offering very similar things at different price points. And I guess it's the age-old thing, you pay cheap, you pay twice. But equally knowing that looking at that sort of research behind the brand as well, that's going to really help consumers understand better what's the best choice for them as well.
And buying from a trusted retailer or a trusted brand like yourselves, you've done your research as well. We've spent a lot of time developing, so definitely from trusted websites or retailers.
Yeah, I completely agree there. Definitely, there's a lot of retailers out there that are really pushing this space, and as Dave says, trusted retailers.
Yeah, I think it's about that transparency. Like obviously, yourselves, you publishing the science behind your products on your website. It's giving people that information so they can make educated choices.
Yeah,
it's not you just look at us. This is a mask. This is what it does. You're actually providing them with the means to being able to make an educated purchase, I guess.
Right.
I'm giving them that confidence as well. Again, it comes down to personal preference. I prefer the flexible masks because I don't want to feel claustrophobic. So it's just seeing how you feel as well when you're trying to research or buy something.
Yeah.
I did all the time, and when I develop products, I'm seeing how it feels or how it looks, and then I just do research, as much research as possible to see what is the best one for you, and that evidence as well.
Yeah, because it's personal preference. Obviously, no two people are going to enjoy the same thing, but obviously the results back it as well. So yeah,
And reviews.
Yeah, you love a good review. And on that, for someone who's new to LED therapy, how would you kind of recommend them incorporating it into their routine?
Yeah, so to start off with, I would recommend at least 3 times a week, and do it for 10 minutes a day, and build up gradually that way. You can use it up to daily, and up to 30 minutes a day if you have the time. But 3 to 5 times a week, 10 minutes a day is
more efficient. Yeah, definitely.
And you can mix those colors. So if you have 1 week where you've got more of a breakout, you can use a different light function compared to if you just wanted to have the brightening yellow effect.
Yeah. And is it kind of different time to see results based off of what you're kind of looking for, based off of the lights? Is it kind of a straightforward?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're going to go.
Let's go back to you, go.
Go, you go. Go, you go. All right. So, yeah, I mean, basically, there's some fundamental things. Obviously, it's very similar, but it's also so many different things impact it. It could be diet, it could be, hormonal changes, age groups. All those things have a different impact on people. So no 1 or 2 results are always going to be the same. And as long as people are patient with that, to understand that, to say that actually, it may be that someone who's got a specific skin condition around acne or breakouts, for example, could take longer than another person. I know of a few cases, and we get a lot of amazing reviews from our customers, or people that have obviously said that, I'm thinking about doing this. What do I do? Is it well, I shall, buy it, try it, use it, keep in touch with us though. Let us know how you're progressing. If you're not seeing something that you're happy with, then let us know, then we can help you, assist you. Thankfully, it's not happened. So we get people going, yep, they're going to bring great results. But it's also just ensuring that they've got that support there in the background of the education. That was something else I touched on earlier on, is that the education piece is so important. Face the Future are educating their consumers all the time about all brands that you have here, which I think is fundamentally key to what we talked about at the beginning, which is where we started as a clinic, knowing we could educate the consumers as to this is the condition you've got, this is what you need to use. You don't need to have one brand with every single product. What you can have, though, is cherry pick bits you need. You can say, right, this cleanser is going to be good for you for this reason, this serum for that reason. So having that education piece for the consumer is really giving them that trust. And they'll come back. They'll come back to you because, you've given them a honest viewpoint of the brand, or you've given them some education that they can actually relate to and go off and get the results from it. And you're not over-promising something. And knowing that actually, I've had a good result with that product, I'll come back from something else from that brand as well. So the education bit is so important to those people coming into it, because you're a lot more savvy more than ever been, which is brilliant. We've got the means to look at it. So definitely, take the confidence to get one and use one, but also knowing that actually there's going to be support there behind the scenes to get that education you need about what would be best for that person. But results are incredibly varied, but they're always good.
Yeah, always good.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Definitely.
Okay, just before we finish, I'm going to be a little bit cheeky and ask you, is there anything in the pipeline regarding LED therapy or anything from BeautyPro that we can expect?
There's always thought.
And I just want to give a small caveat here, by the way. So our sales team and our team are normal at BeautyPro. And often when David and his team in NPD are meeting, the door shuts and we don't get to learn much about what's going on until it's ready to release.
Yeah.
So I tend to find this a really interesting question because even I'm a beta ears and know what's going on. So go for it.
Excited to hear.
And it's probably diplomatic. So there's always lots of stuff coming from us. We're always developing, looking at new technologies, looking at ways of improving what we do. I think we develop maybe 5 or 10 products a month. So there's always something coming, and there will be more coming in skin tech. So more around LED and then more around other skincare tech, what people can use and wear. But that's all I can say now.
Exciting. Okay, so we've got to keep our eyes peeled.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, are you feeling good about that answer?
I am. A lot more than I thought I learned back today as well. So that's great for me.
Every day's a learning day.
Exactly.
Yeah. Can't say any more.
No more. That's all we're going to get. Excited to see them.
Yeah, no, that was exciting to work on. So, so lots of testing, but do it once it's ready to be launched.
Yeah.
Okay.
But obviously, you're going to sit here at Face the Future. That's the most important thing.
Yes,
So whatever we're doing, we'll be developing here with you as well. So yeah.
No, it's exciting. And I think obviously, like we've spoken about the advancements and where LED and tech devices are going now. Obviously, it's been big over the last few years, and I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. Where do you kind of see, obviously, there's been that uplift and that rise over the last few years. What do you think has kind of led with that? I know you mentioned the pandemic. Has there been that sort of demand in the last few years since then? And why do you think that sort of...
Yeah, I definitely think since the pandemic and then seeing more and more LED devices on certain programs or movies.
Yeah.
Emily in Paris was a key one. Everyone was talking about Emily in Paris using her LED mask. So a lot more of the LED mask and technology was brought to the forefront that way. A lot more research, a lot more social trends. People are seeing that more, just helping build that awareness of wearable skin tech.
Yeah. And that is exactly it. It's that whole wearable skin tech. We see that a lot with people using wearing their watches and all the devices like that. And that's kind of feeding back on the body as to what you need to do to help improve health and what have you.
We're seeing it everywhere. So
yeah. And I think one thing we can talk about is in terms of the men's market, though. Yeah, we are seeing men using devices a lot more, which is brilliant. Obviously, we do. Obviously, with industries, we're looking to doing that, as it were. But we are doing something specifically in that category as well to help, hopefully, encourage men to use more devices as well. Personally, I think they're very much us guys are used to using something, a razor or some sort of whatever it might be. But to be able to actually bring that into a skincare routine, even just to get guys now obviously knowing a lot more about products, retinol, for example, before we were focusing a lot around its function, like, this is hydrating, this is going to be anti-aging, or this is good for under eye puffiness, whatever it might be. Now what we're seeing is guys are knowing a lot more about ingredients, so that they're looking for retinol or they're looking for vitamin C or understand what hyaluronic acid does. So that's an area that we do see good growth and also increasement within our selection and portfolio of products as well. Obviously, we do an LED mask for men per se, but it's some nice exciting stuff coming out too.
Yeah, and I love that because I think obviously there's been this whole however many years where skincare has been one-sided, but skincare is inclusive to all. So it is just really expressing that and showing the inclusivity of it, and again, education around what they do, everything that's behind it, kind of breaking down, like you said, with all the different ingredients and what they target. So yeah, really exciting. It's great to see a brand kind of expressing that across all different avenues.
Yeah. I think it's there, by the way, in terms of I think guys want to.
Yeah.
I really do. I've got to talk about this in a second, but basically guys do want to do it. I think it's knowing what to do and what it does and the function, all bits and pieces. And many, many years ago, I'd been on my first windsurfing holiday with some friends, and one of my friends is from Lancashire. I'll try not to do a really bad accent of what happened, but basically we were, I was putting an exfoliator on. I'd been out onto the water, come in, we'd all gone out for dinner, and I had this exfoliator on, and my face was covered in this mask, and I was rubbing it in, what have you. And what are you doing? I went, I'm exfoliating, like that. And then, fine, washed it off, went out for dinner, and the next day, we were sharing the same apartment. And as I was walking through the apartment, the door was ajar to the bathroom. And I saw it using my exfoliator. And earlier on the day before, when we have this conversation, I went, exfoliator? I don't use exfoliator, he said like this. And then the next day, he'd seen me do it, and he was obviously, he was looking at my skin going, so what does it do then? What, so it just gets all the dead cells up and helps new skin cells to come through, or have you see it's all bright and stuff. So yeah, sometimes it's mirroring what someone else is doing,
exactly.
see what someone else is actually up to,
Yeah. Oh, lovely. So we love to hear from our customers here at Face the Future. So I want to ask you guys, what is one question that you want to ask our listeners?
I would say, what is the biggest challenge you face in your skincare routine, and how do you think technology can help you overcome that? So it could be anything, whether it's application or skin analysis or something to help you get a certain result. Yeah. Just see what people seem to think. And it might give us ideas for a new product as well.
Yeah. Well, that's always good.
Yeah.
Fab. So we will feed back and see what our listeners have to say on that question. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Skincare and Beyond. Don't forget to like and follow on your favourite channel. And thank you both for joining us today. It's been an amazing episode and great to talk to you both.
Pleasure. Thanks for having us. We really enjoyed it. Thank you.
And to our listeners, don't forget you can find out more about BeautyPro and shop their amazing products on our site. We'll see you next time for more Skincare and Beyond.